guys with millions of subscribers.
Iron Shaw looks small next to Thor? No. I've seen both in person. No. What's up, you guys? Yeah, we're heading to work. Today's gonna be a short day, to be honest, when it involves work. It's only a 5-hour shift today. So we're going to probably just do like my schoolwork while I'm at work, and I have connect. All right, I think it's connected, but this rain is going hard as fuck right now. It's like a 30-minute drive to my job just because of the rain, on top of how far the job is from my place. But hopefully it isn't like this all day. If it is like this all day, people are not going to the mall today, meaning that I'm not going to get a lot of customers, which means that I'm not going to get as many sales as I would like. So that's one bad thing about working a sales job, is when it's bad weather. But aside from all that, yeah, today we're just going to be doing schoolwork, and then, well, schoolwork while I'm at work when I don't have any customers. And then on top of that, we got to go to the gym. Today's going to be a deadlift day. I'm still kind of indecisive on how heavy I'm going today in the weight room, just because, like, normally today would be a day where, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to go for like 600 plus pounds in deadlifts. Like, I feel really good right now. And usually in the daytime, I know, like, all right, I feel really good today. I know my strength is probably going to be at its peak today. Definitely with how I've been prepping this whole week with my training. But my best friend is actually coming back home next weekend, and he wants to do a video with me, and he wants me to hit a PR in deadlifts. Now, while I don't time my PRs, I don't like actually go for like calculate like, okay, I know for sure I'm going to hit a PR if I go. I know for a fact that if I go over 585 today, if I stay at 585 today and I just settle for that 6-plate deadlift, I know there's a huge chance that I could probably go for 615 to maybe even a 620 deadlift on next Sunday. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a pickle of trying to figure out, all right, what do we want to do? But that's really what I'm gonna have to be figuring out while I'm in the middle of training. It's not really something I can figure out right now. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, I might today just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to 545. Then I'm gonna do some rack pulls, and then I'm gonna do some back extensions, and that's my lower back session, and then I got chest. Really just depends on really what I want to do. If I feel like I can hit 615 today, though, I'm sorry, I'll try 615 again next Sunday, but I'm gonna try to hit 615 if I can. But it's getting loud because of the rain, so I'll just talk to you guys later. Alright, y'all, so I haven't been able to eat yet. I only have an hour left of work, but I've been busy all day. I actually got a lot of sales today, so you never know. All I need is like two more sales, and then I'll be commission eligible. So for my first week, I might be able to get a couple $100 extra on my paycheck next month in commission, which would be nice. So I had to go back home to grab my earbuds, so I chilled there for about maybe 30-40 minutes, and then I'm heading to the gym now. I don't want to take too long in the gym today just because I gotta come back home and do schoolwork, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. We'll see how it goes, but I'll see you guys when I'm at the gym. Alright, so we're just now starting. I did an assignment while I was stretching, but we're just doing maybe 5:45 today. My body is exhausted, so I really have to be careful with what I do. And it's not even worth trying to hit a PR today. I'm not stressing too much about that. So we're just gonna train as hard as we can without hurting ourselves, and hopefully next week I'm at the best physical shape I can be in to be able to get a good lift in without hurting myself. I like listening to like more calming music when I'm warming up into any lift. That can be bench press, deadlift, squats. But my go-to is like Lana Del Rey or Drake. Maybe like The Weeknd or SYML, something like that. I don't like listening to funk or heavy metal or anything like that until I'm in like deeper into my lifts. I don't know why. I think it's just better for my groove. I don't feel like I need to be super aggressive when doing lifts like this. I need to just focus on relaxing, having really good technique, and making sure that I'm comfortable. I think that's why I do it, because it makes me like comfortable when doing a lift. I got the groove down now. I'm not too worried about the pressure on my back. I'm not too worried about misgrooving. I have a rhythm going for me. Yeah, so I listen to Lana Del Rey right now while I'm warming up. That was just an excuse. I have a really bad tendency of not recording sometimes and talking and making a full clip without the record button being on. So I really have to make sure that I'm recording at all times, because sometimes I make the mistake forgetting to turn off the record after a set and then thinking that I'm turning on the record when I'm starting the set. Can't do that. I gotta restart the set. I gotta do the same thing again. Sometimes I'll be adding in sets. Guess it makes me work harder when you think about it. Alright, so we're just cutting it off at 495 today. Like I said, well, today, for one, I didn't feel too strong. But secondly, I want to try to hit a heavy number with my friend next weekend. So we're just going to stop it at 495 and now focus on accessories for deadlifts first. So we're going to do some rack pulls. I got a 45 bumper plate for a platform just so I can increase my height just a little bit, because ideally for rack pulls, I want it at about knee level. I don't want it at quad level. And then we added resistance bands and 3 plates. So the goal is to do only like maybe anywhere between 5 to 8 reps. And we don't want to rely on momentum. So once you put the weight down, take a minute, then go back up and explode. And after that, we got back extensions. Even though these are deadlifts, definitely when doing like an accessory, I don't think you should really wear a belt when doing something like rack pulls or even like deadlifts for reps sometimes, just because you're trying to build natural strength. The only time I feel like maybe an accessory is needed is like wrist wraps, because I'm not trying to increase my grip strength right now. I want to strictly focus on my explosiveness and my base. So limiting, focusing on like my forearms and things like that, tiring out, benefits me, but wearing a belt doesn't, because it keeps that core engaged at all times. And you can use it as leverage to go a bit heavier than what your body can naturally handle right now when it's gassed out. So doing it without a belt is going to benefit you a lot more when you wear a belt later on in the future. Now, wearing a belt is useful when doing reps, like definitely when you're doing a full range of motion deadlift, just because it gets you used to the belt and keeps you comfortable with it. But Not with something like this. Unless I'm going mad heavy, like 5 plates on each side with a resistance band, and I know I can only do like 2 reps with that. And even then, I'd probably still go beltless. Sorry, but you guys are going to have to see the gluteus maximus real quick for some extreme back shots. That was weird. I shouldn't have said that. If you do this to look pretty, I'm a prime example of not doing this at all, because you make the ugliest faces doing deadlifts. Kind of like doing shrugs. You never see someone with a cute face doing shrugs, ever. When do you ever see them do like a modeling shoot, and they say, hey, go deadlift, or hey, go do shrugs? Even with Jamal Brown, they'll have him do that shit and only have him deadlift like 4 plates so that he doesn't have an ugly ass face for the shot. I promise you, ask C4, ask Jamal. You just witnessed a POV of my first time. Balls deep, ankles loose. Extreme grunting, ugly faces, and only 5 strokes. Start off with 3 plates. We're doing like 3 or 4 sets of back extensions. This is another reason why I don't go like crazy hard throughout the weekday on lower back, because I already go pretty heavy on my deadlift days. So definitely making up for the fact that I didn't hit 545 or 585 today. Just stopping at 495 means that I gotta go a little heavier with my accessory work, if I can handle it. I could have handled going a little heavier than 495, but the thing was, like I said, having a training session and you know you're gonna go heavy in the next week, you might not want to gas yourself out in a day that doesn't really matter whether you go super heavy or not. So
I'm going back to 5:05. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my
that was heavy. So we're not gonna go too heavy in chest, like when we're talking free weight or anything like that today. Definitely after doing like a heavy lower back, I just don't believe in doing like a really heavy chest workout after doing like another intense body or muscle group right after, just because I feel like you're just going to overexhaust yourself. I'm already exhausted, so I'm not going to be able to go as heavy as I want with dumbbell presses anyways. So today, and because last week we mostly did free weight stuff anyways, today is more like cable work. So I usually prefer doing cables at least once every 2 weeks, and then free weight once every 2 weeks, and then make that week where I hit chest twice, free weight twice, heavy machines twice, and then the other time, at least one time out of the 2 weeks, I want to hit a cable movement. So
with your hands between your thighs. Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I'd probably still adore you with your hands around my neck.
That's why I say don't go heavy, because I be pushing myself hard as shit even after, you know, doing my heavy shit. Like, I don't think you should be training if you're not going to push yourself to failure. Like, you got to push yourself a bit. If you need a training partner to train hard, you need to question your mentality. You really do. I get it, some people need a push, but it gets to a point where sooner or later you gotta learn to push yourself. That's the only way you're ever gonna grow. Not just as a bodybuilder, powerlifter, athlete, but as a person. If you don't know how to push yourself in anything, you're never gonna succeed in life. That's just how it is. Gotta do my schoolwork real quick. Got about an hour left, well, 2 hours until it's due. So I did a little bit while I was doing the elliptical, but before I get on the treadmill, I'm just gonna do 2 assignments real quick and then finish my workout and finish the rest at home, because I only got 1 or 2 assignments left after that. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna finish up doing my schoolwork. I might do a few here and then go home, but yeah, we finished up with cardio and everything. I just got a little more work to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're gonna be making one tomorrow. I just gotta upload, what is it, the past 3 days worth. I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to edit those yet, but I'm going to tonight. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.